Welcome into Energy Upgrade Feng Shui tips for the third full week in March. And if you're new here, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications because each and every week I do these energy upgrades complete with Feng Shui tips to help maintain your 100% best newly calibrated energy level throughout until the next time we meet. Using these Feng Shui tips can help maintain your energy to help you have that clarity and ease as you're working towards your goals and your dreams and really actualizing and living those dreams. And if any of this sounds like you and all the things that you've been working on, you're in the exact right spot. I want to say hi and welcome back to Emily, Rachel, Allison, Megan. Thank you so much for all of your feedback, and you're really helping me shape this channel into what it's becoming. I really want it to be a resource. I really want you to know that I see you and I care about you and I'm rooting for you. And I believe so much in Qi and calibrating our Qi and maintaining a high level, that high vibe that we need to live our best lives. So if you are a guardian of your own Qi, you understand the importance of not only decluttering your spaces, but also decluttering your life of any unnecessary drama, of any noise that doesn't best support you, and of taking a look at what you have in your inner circle each and every day. What's the content of your reading material? Who do you talk to at long lengths of time? Are these things that raise your vibes or do they lower them? Are you keenly aware, and I know that you are because I'm hearing from you, that your spaces can either hurt you or they can help support you and help propel you towards your goals? I'm guessing yes. We've all survived this pandemic, so we're all aware that it's important to have our space in order. It's important for our spaces to not only reflect who we are authentically, not just our favorite Instagram account, but reflect who we are authentically, but also reflect who we are in the future, who we want to become, who we aspire to become, and who we want to be for our family, for our friends, for ourselves, to have the most joyful lives that we can. So again, welcome. Thank you so much. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and share my channel, please, with your friends. I know that you have like-minded friends that could benefit from these discussions as well. Each energy upgrade session involves a Yi Jing reading. That's how we kick it off. That's really the only thing I prepare ahead of this because it takes a bit of time for me to do a Yi Jing consultation, and that's involving divination of the Book of Changes. So I'm divining of the Yi Jing, an ancient text that evaluates the elements of nature, the 5 earthly elements, and that's fire, metal, water, earth, and wood. And we're taking a look at this in every sense of the way in Feng Shui. We're evaluating whether these elements of nature are existing with us harmoniously. We want to bring that biophilic design aspect into our spaces, and we want to also make sure it's aligned with our own energy. Each of us is also primarily one of these energies by our birthday. And I use three Chinese coins. You can use pennies or quarters, but I prefer to use these Chinese coins. In a coin toss, I'm tossing these coins 6 times, and it results in numerical values, which gives me a hexagram. And this week I asked of the Yi Jing to please tell me the energy surrounding this third week of March for our Energy Upgrade YouTube viewers, and thank you. And it gave me the greatest response, just building on what we discovered last week. If you missed out on last week, take a look within my library and see what you missed and see if it resonates with you, because each week continues a story and builds upon. So it's a continuous story if you were journaling these and what you've been experiencing. I would love to hear what exactly you're discovering, because it is telling us a story. And I see you, I know that you are trying so hard. And also, we've been learning so much about patience and really following the careful advice of the I Ching to help us move towards our goals with that clarity and ease, but also in using ancient modality. Before we get started, I'm going to make sure that we maximize our connection. There we go. I'm going to make sure that we maximize our connection using also the stress relieving companion for you, which is a software that I use that was developed by masters in Reiki and has all of the intentions, all of the powerful intentions of many of the best energetic healers around the world imbued into the software. It's not using artificial intelligence. It's using quantum entanglement and the power of intentions to mitigate any of those things that cause us stress, all of that adversarial energy. It's helping to mitigate. It's helping us to access energy to help repair, and it's helping us to remove things that no longer serve us, thus harmonizing our energy fields in a very unique way. It's able to amplify and magnify what I can do. I can't even imagine tenfold at least. And the results are indisputable, and I would love to hear your feedback as we do this. So I'm going to type with my intentions into the name box, energy upgrade, YouTube viewers. And I'm going to optimize our connection. So there are other ways that I optimize connection in any virtual session that I have. And one is that before I get started, I always light my candle with the intention that I'm going to serve my clients in this virtual way through ultimate connection. I want to make sure that everything I'm doing is to help you. And so one way that I do that is I light my candle, but before I light my candle, I clear my space. I clear my own energy. I use essential oil sprays. I use also sage when I want to, or Palo Santo. But I also use this stress relieving tool. And so now we know that we have optimal connection between us. Those of you watching this recording, receiving this energy, the resistance level is on point for you to receive this energy upgrade. And so one way I do that, I was saying, clearing my own energy, getting my own space aligned with the session, and making sure that I have everything set up the way that I need it, to make sure that I'm delivering all of the information that I need to send to you for your own energy. This software and my readings are working on your own personal energy. So even though there are tens, 20, hundreds of you watching these energy upgrades, you can be assured that we are working with your own personal energy through the power of intention. So the way I like to get started is with this I Ching reading. But while we're going through this, I want to work within our emotional energy field too. So energy brain. YouTube viewers. And we're going to auto select and make sure that the software can pull up anything in our emotional energy field that needs to be balanced and harmonized, reducing stress for us. And if you can think of our aura fields as bubbles, and when there's stressors, we have holes in this bubble. That's no longer allowing us to feel protected and whole. Our auras become like that of Swiss cheese, I always say. So we want to plug up those holes and make them as whole as we can. And so what this software is doing is it's picking up through the power of intention and the entanglement theory of quantum physics, that all of these stressors are right now within all of our energy fields, and it may be something that you are experiencing personally, or it may be something that you have had a friend download to you on a telephone call. But these are things that we need to either remove or access positive energy to harmonize and bring into balance. I'm going to let this run in the background, and then it'll bring a tone when it's done, and we'll see what the results are. So this week's energy upgrade Yi Ching reading resulted in 2 hexagrams. So it is an unstable energy. That doesn't mean it's bad, it just means it's changing. It's unstable. And it resulted in number 64, which we're calling before the end, which is transitioning into what I like to call biting through. There's other words for biting through. It's also called reform, but I choose to use biting through, and I'll tell you why. So tell me in the comments below, do you feel that you are approaching the top of this mountain? You can see the end in sight. In fact, number 64, the hexagram number 64, is at the end of all of the possible hexagrams that can result while divining the Yi Ching. So after 64, you return to number 1. Okay, so we are approaching the end. Do you feel it? Do you see the end in sight? It's tempting to run up to the top of the mountain and plant your flag up there and say, I made it, yay, I won. Don't do that. You probably feel a little nervous. I bet you feel very anxious because it's scary to actualize your dreams and to live out your goals. It's almost scarier than not having them. And part of you realizes that once you get to the top of this mountain, once you get to the top of this apex, you're going to see what's on the other side, and you're going to need to know how to navigate the other side of this mountain. And it's not going to be something that you will necessarily be able to draw upon your past experiences to do. All up until this point, everything that we've been experiencing in life as we're working towards this goal has helped us get to where we are. And okay, so like you read a book or you had this experience in life, you met this person, a teacher, and everything has prepared you for this point. When you get to the top of this mountain, expect a rebirth, and you're going to be turning the corner. At this rebirth, you're going to have to draw upon new experiences to take you further. So that's why it's critical that you be very, very careful. And the Yi Ching tells a story of a fox, a young fox, and how the fox runs up towards the top of the mountain and slips on ice and falls through. And that's what I sort of picture. And I've traversed the top towards the peaks of mountains, and I know how treacherous it is. That's why it's so easy for me to understand. I remember traversing to the top of a mountain in Colorado, and I was, got a little confident in my steps, and I could see the end. I could see what I thought was I could see the peak in the distance. I was at the top of Wilson's Peak, as a matter of fact, in Telluride, and I took a step into the snow. And the snow wasn't actually stable. There was nothing supporting that snow. So my boot went through and the snow fell through, and it was just a hold all the way to the ground. If I had put all of my weight onto my foot, with assuredness, I would have plunged to death, quite frankly. So luckily I was able to plant my hands in snow and ice and anchor my weight in that. And then I was very, very careful from that point forward in each and every step that I took in evaluating, is this a true place to plant my foot? Is this a trail, or is this just ice that is overhanging on the top of the mountain? So you see, it's really important. You will get there. You will get to the peak with careful, thoughtful consideration. And once you get to the top of this mountain, yes, you can soak in the beauty and you can appreciate this vantage point that you have, but also take it as an important vantage point in your perspective to really take note of what you see and how you're going to make your journey on the other side. And make a point to, okay, so we've been interrupted by empowering words of wisdom from our software, and it wants us to ponder these empowering words of wisdom. Please remove all blockages to my hearing the word of God. So think about, and this is really timely with what we were discussing too, what is the universe, what is God trying to tell you right now? And remove all those blocks so that you are getting those clear messages, looking for those synchronicities, looking for those signs. And that's one thing that's so important in my Feng Shui practice, is that we're removing visual clutter. We're doing the things that we can do to make sure that we see opportunities and that we're receiving messages, and understand that we are supported on our journey. So let's run it one more time, because I think we have a little bit more discussion on our Yi Ching. So I'm going to clear those tissue field. I'm going to run the auto select, which is using intuitive discernment. And that is a reading within all of our aura fields right now and showing us things that need to be harmonized. And good start right here, working within all of these energies, and we'll see what it comes back with. So, using this vantage point, okay, so the other side is the rebirth, and it sounds all very exciting, rebirth, yes, but there's a lot of learning in rebirth. It's nothing that we should fear, but be aware of and move towards carefully. So also it's important to recognize this changing hexagram, changing to fighting through. The energy is shifting, and we can't fully take a bite to enjoy because something or someone is holding us back. At this time, this new vantage point, identify your challengers, whether that be an adversarial energy that you can't physically see, or maybe it's a person that's interfering and telling you no. But the Yi Ching, and it's very rare that I've seen that the Yi Ching will advise this, but the Yi Ching is saying at this point it's important that we swiftly make changes to extinguish this adversarial energy, these challengers, and with radical movement. And it's going to shock onlookers because this isn't typical. This isn't something you normally do, but it needs to be done. And so also this talks about reform, okay? That's another name for this hexagram, fighting through or reform. You should know what you want by now, what brings you true joy, and also what brings harmony with others. These are your guiding principles. Anything outside of this, not going to happen. Be firm, but gentle in a way, and clear in extinguishing this block. Kill them with kindness, right? You could do that, but you should be firm. If this is against your principles, be gone with it, because this is your goal. You're doing it, and it's going to shock onlookers. Shock and awe, right? Be prepared. Shock and awe while you're achieving this goal, and everyone's going to watch, and you're at the top of this mountain, so they're going to see you. Make it be known. Challengers, gone. Adversarial energy, gone. You're outside of these principles. I'm making it happen. Moving on. And you will reform yourself and your environment simultaneously. And that's everything we've been doing with each episode of Energy Upgrade, is refining and aligning and attuning not only ourselves but our environment. And reaching this point, that's what this whole story is about. I can't wait to hear what's on the other side of the apex of your mountain that you're exploring. Please tell me more about it. Tell me in the comments. Tell me what your goal is, what your dream is. I want to put shared intention energy towards that. And I also want to hear if this rings true of your energy right now. Do you see the end? Do you see the top of the mountain is in sight? And be very, very cautious and be very, very sure that you have anchors in place and foundations, and don't put your foot in ice that doesn't have support below it. Like I could have done traversing a mountain towards top of Wilson's Peak. Be very, very careful. It's that important. Or you could fall and you could miss this, but I don't want you to do that because the end is in sight. In a great way, in a wonderful way. Let's check and see if we're coming to the end there on that. And I'm going to pull up some tools that we can work with in harmonizing our energy. Let's bring up our tools tab here. And let's take a look again at let's do a Neigong tool. And since I'm not able to talk with you one-on-one to hear all the issues that you recognize, I'm going to say we want to clear all that stuff that is preventing us from biting through, sinking our teeth into that goal. So this is going to clear all that stuff. Let's take a look at our words of wisdom. Speak this 3 times today. I abstain from intoxication. So write this down and think really this means something different for each and every one. And 3 times, I abstain from intoxication. I abstain from intoxication. Write it in cursive, write it 3 times, put it someplace where you can see it frequently. Stick it on your mirror, put it by a door as you come and go, put it on your laptop, and really think about what this means to you, because intoxication can mean lots of things and different things in a personal way to each and every one of you. And think about it. You abstain from intoxication. I abstain from intoxication. And what that means to you in this very moment. We'll let this run one more time. Filling all the voids in my energetic form with pure white light, removing manipulation through guilt, telling the world how smart we are, accessing a way of controlling fears and desires, removing negativity of bitterness and lack of charity. Whether this directly relates to you or someone that's close to you, we're going to harmonize the energy because it is impacting you on an emotional level. And we really try to work on all of the levels of our consciousness here because it all makes an impact. Here with the Neigong tool using Reiki, we are going to clear all that stuff that is preventing us from biting through and sinking our teeth into our goals. Focus on that issue. Okay, so with all of your intention, maybe you can light a candle. It's helpful even if you use a hand symbol, what we call a mudra. And prayer hands works very well. Really focus on the task at hand. Removing all the blocks that prevent us from sinking our teeth in to our goal. And we're going to start that session. Only takes a minute. Wonderful. So right now it's searching for all the connections and the roots, restrictions, doing all of that work. clearing it all. Also, whenever you're doing energy work, just like as if you're getting a massage, make sure that you're very hydrated. We know that water is a conductor of energy, so we want to make sure that we stay hydrated. That helps us doing any energy work, and it helps us to clear as well. Whenever I arrive at a client's home for a Feng Shui consultation, I make a point when I arrive to the home to take a nice drink of water, preferably of water from the location, and that helps me to make a connection to the energy of the environment. So now that we've done that minute-long session of clearing, we are going to take a look at our Shen tool. And let's change in relating. Let's change our resistance patterns. What are we resisting to in achieving these goals? Let's harmonize our energies. We need it. We want to be whole. Harmonizing our environment, and we will reinforce that with Feng Shui as well. And let's increase all of our skill levels to help us navigate the other side of that mountain as we've achieved our goals. And increase good fortune. And increase well-being. And we'll start the session. So this Shen action you see right here taking place is doing all the work right now, reversing the energies, making it happen. Really, really cool that there is a software that is this intuitive to be able to do this work. Remove and clear, harmonize our energy in a way that amplifies anything that we can do in a physical way, as if we were here in person. It is changing all of our resistance patterns and harmonizing all of our energies out of our mind, body, emotion, spirit, and energies, and harmonizing our environment, increasing our skill levels. If you met a teacher in this past week, because we were on the lookout for a teacher, tell me about it in the comments. I want to know. And also we're going to increase our good fortune. And we don't want any mistakes to happen at this point. No missteps, right? And let's do some charging too. So as we're talking about traversing this mountain and we're moving towards the top, I want to charge our home environments. And another empowering words of wisdom. So speak this 3 times today. The power of God's loving spirit maintains my perfect health. So again, you can write this in cursive to help integrate this fully within all of your levels of subconscious, your consciousness, your super consciousness. Writing in cursive allows it to activate parts of your brain that you wouldn't otherwise use just using text or saying it. So it helps to really reinforce an affirmation writing it in cursive. Saying it 3 times at minimum is a wonderful way to really integrate the affirmation into your mindset, to communicate it to the universe, and to really, really put some power behind something. Say it 9 times. And using a mudra along with it really helps. Okay, so using a mudra or hand symbol, I use prayer hands, saying it at least 3 times. 9 is preferable because 9 is a number of completion. It's a heavenly number, very powerful. And saying it 3 times. or 9. The power of God's loving spirit maintains my perfect health, and really visualizing the goal that you are looking to achieve. And using prayer hands, just as a quick tip, it's really a good way to help you keep count. If you're counting to 9, you can press your fingers. So, I started my thumb, and that's a way for me to count to 9 without losing track. So, a little quick tip for you there. Let's return to charging our environment. So, energy upgrade home environments. Add viewer in there to be even more intentful. YouTube viewers, home environment. So let's see. I want to charge it with based on the Ching reading, it's telling us really to be careful and cautious. So I want to charge specifically all of the earth areas, activating earth energy with grounding energy. Grounding energy. And we also want to charge it with knowledge and wisdom. And we also want to charge it with, let's charge it with wood energy or upward energy, advancements toward the goal, your goal, wood energy, goal advancement. So practical ways that we can add earth energy would be to add actual earth, any objects of the earth. You can add crystals, you can use quartz with intent. It could be something that is square shaped. That also represents earth energy. You can also use the color golden yellow. That's a wonderful color to represent earth, especially in the center of your home. You can use anything earth tone. Shades of pink and skin tone are especially useful in the relationship law. And then tones of blue-green are wonderful earth energy colors, BTB colors to use to activate knowledge in those areas. So we're going to go ahead and do that. For a minute, that's all we need. And charge that. So let's take a look at a home floor plan, a random home floor plan here. And we're aligning the bog wall to the wall that contains the front entryway. And your front entrance is either going to fall within knowledge and wisdom, career and life purpose, and it could fall in helpful people to the right side. In the case of BTB, we're not taking in consideration of compass directions for the use of this Bagua energy map. We're simply aligning this Bagua energy map with the architectural front entryway, and we can also align it with the entrance to any room. Now, I know not every home floor plan is a perfect square or rectangle. A lot of them have irregular shapes. In those cases, you may want to have a Feng Shui professional do a consultation for you to really help and make sure that you have your energy map placed correctly and tell you a very clear evaluation of whether your elements need to be harmonized in any specific way. And that's something you can do with me. Check out services on my website at Cloud9 Feng Shui. And if this is something you wish to learn for yourself, check out the tab that says DIY Feng Shui. Look at the links in my description. And right now, through the Intrinsic School of Feng Shui, we are offering DIY Feng Shui, the full course collection of 12 hours of content. You can learn at your own pace, DIY Feng Shui, and for only $300. So check out the link in the description. You can learn straight from me and co-founder Steve Kodad of the Feng Shui Cure. We together co-founded the Intrinsic School of Feng Shui. We're also enrolling for April certification program. It starts April 7th. We have 6 spots remaining, I want to say. We're only taking 10 students for this class. So if this interests you, if you want to be a Feng Shui professional, or if you just want to learn Feng Shui and know a deeper dive, you want to know the secrets for yourself just so you can help your friends and family and colleagues, then that's the course for you. If you want to know all those deep, higher level learnings, that is up to 43 hours of deep dive practice with me and Steve. We are your mentors. We answer all of your questions. There's live interaction in a virtual way. And we also give you access to a full library of videos so that you can always come back and look at the videos, and we'll always be there for you. We pay for each of our graduates to become involved with memberships for 1 full year with the International Feng Shui Guild, and we so highly respect the International Feng Shui Guild. I hold a seat and serve on the board of directors, and we believe so much in the ethics and morals of the International Feng Shui Guild because everybody needs to have their tribe, and it's a great one to be a part of. We respect all schools of thought of Feng Shui, and you find where you belong, and we support you on forming your business. We offer monthly topic calls, all of that there for you to support you, and we continually learn and teach one another, so it's very, very special. So back to applying the Bagua energy map, which is one of our most important tools. Yes, it's pretty easy to do in a square or rectangular shape, but not easy to do if you have an irregular shape floor plan. And you want to take a look at the very center of your home. That's a very important Tai Chi energy. It is the hub of the wheel that holds everything together during this time. And place something with intention that's going to help you reach the top of this mountain and step into your goal and see your way to navigate the other side of your new self. So one way to do this would be to get some yellow gold flowers. Even just pick a $20 bouquet of sunflowers from the supermarket. And a lot of people have kitchens in the center of their home, and place your bouquet on the counter right in the center there and activate this grounding energy, this earth energy, to help you have everything that you need to step clearly into this new you, this goal that you've been working towards. And do yourself a favor, make sure that you are practicing your meditations and your affirmations each and every day. Make sure that you touch ground outside and really give yourself time to think and contemplate and become aware of the energy around you and nature. So pay attention to what nature is telling you. And welcome to spring. We're at the spring equinox, by the way. So this is a perfect time to do that. I know it's been a hard winter for many of you. Well, I hear the snow is clearing. And so you can start spending a little bit more time outside and get that grounding energy that you need. Thank you so much for participating in this energy upgrade. Make sure you tell me about your experience in the comments. If you don't feel comfortable to that, you can find my contact information in the description below. Just follow the links and you can email me. I'd love to hear from you. Please make sure you hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you get more energy upgrades and feng shui tips from me. I'm Lisa Albin. I own Cloud9 Feng Shui, and I'm co-founder of the Intrinsic School of Feng Shui. And if you wish to learn more about Feng Shui and want to get more involved, contact me. Feel free to do that. I look forward to hearing from you, and I can't wait to hear about your successes. Many blessings, times 9. Until next time.